Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah and today we're going to talk about some interesting colour combinations for spring, and I'm going to be categorising them into winter colours, spring colours, autumn colours, summer colours. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's all about colour analysis, understanding the best colours for you. This is something I do online and in person. There's lots of videos that you can watch on how I get to those colours. You'll find that interesting if you're interested in colour. Let's start off with spring combinations, since we're in spring, and I did a colour consultation this morning and my client turned out to be a bright spring. So it's very apt about talking about colour combinations. People often talk about struggling to find their colours at various times of the year. Now, when I'm shopping for a client, I have never had that problem. I always find things. So I'm going to demonstrate to you what to look for, perhaps. In the Northern Hemisphere, at least, it is spring coming into summer. So yes, you see some lighter colours coming through compared to the winter, but there's always colours to be found. So let me start off with some spring colours. I think particularly for our spring people, some of them are quite overwhelmed by their colour palette because it's like looking into a crayon box. There's just so many strong, vivid colours popping out at you all at once, and it can be overwhelming to look at all at once. Case in point, my client this morning, we draped her up with all her colours, and it was a lot to look at in one go. She's not going to be dressing in all those colours. And I said to her, we saw each of these colours on you individually and they were all amazing. She's like, yeah, gosh, just seeing them all at once is a lot. Yes, of course it is. It's overwhelming, particularly if your style personality is something that is, a little bit quieter, more classic. You don't want to be looking into a crayon box for inspiration. So one colour combination as a spring, which is just perfect for this time of year, is your classic French navy, which is our spring navy, and ivory. Now this could be as a stripe, which is like just really classic. I mean, you can't go wrong with a Breton stripe, especially coming into spring, summer. It's so nautical, feels beachy, amazing colour combination. If you're feeling a little bit braver about your colour choices, you could choose something that is more like monochromatic, let's say, different variations of blues moving into turquoises. So this is definitely not for the faint-hearted, probably not for the classic spring, but somebody who loves to embrace spring. Now keep in mind, you don't have to wear all of these colours in equal doses. I do recommend that you choose one as your main colour and the others as accent colours, whether that's in a frame of glasses, in, turquoise earring, jewellery, belts, those kind of things. Done that way, it can come off more subtle, more wearable, and not so in your face if that's what you're concerned about. So again, these colours just remind me of like the Mediterranean Sea, turquoise oceans. Yes, please, I'm dreaming of sunshine. This could be a lovely combination for our springs. For those of you who don't mind a little bit of a colour clash, speaking of colour clashes, the dress behind me is kind of a shocking pink and a true red on white. And it is not for the faint-hearted, I would say, but I like it. For our springs again, you could look at something like a coral red with a warm pink. Again, it feels like strawberries. That's what it reminds me of. I think they work beautifully together, and coming into spring could look amazing as well. Staying with spring now, our last spring colour combination. This is actually neon. It's actually from my sewing fabric collection and not my colour drapes. But neon can look wonderful, and it's probably coming off really bright on the screen here. If I move it back, it might be more realistic. But neon can look amazing with a neutral. And it can be really small doses of neon, but it can bring those neutrals to life. Again, for our spring people who enjoy those, stronger colours, that can work really well. Speaking of neons and neutrals, going back to our French navy, I just love how French navy looks with that neon green. I think that is sensational. Again, your personality has got to come into this, and that's what I work with people on, not just colours, but understanding their personality and their body shape and, you know, who they are at this stage in their life, to really get a full understanding of that person and get a unique style that is unlike anything else. Your personality, your identity plays a massive part in these color choices. If you're enjoying the video so far, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, leave some super thanks if you'd like to support my channel in that way, and let's get back into it. Okay, well, let's move on to summer next. We'll just go through the seasons as they are coming to us. Summers are not so unlike spring in that they enjoy lighter colors. So that French navy and that ivory mix would still work well for a summer. The contrast is being pushed up a little bit, but that's okay. We could talk about mocha mousse here. I had someone ask me recently, does it belong to spring? Does it belong to autumn? To me, it looks cooler. It comes across cooler for sure. And I would actually place it more in the summer category. So I have something similar to mocha mousse. I think that lovely, soft, cool, chocolatey kind of a color without going too warm is a beautiful pairing with a blue. Again, you know, it doesn't have to be like these colored trousers, this color top. Choose one main color and add in small doses. I mean, that could be a belt on a blue dress or something. That color combination on a summer would be beautiful. If we stay with the monochromatic theme here, we could take a look at some purples, purple being naturally cool, but we want to keep those summer purples kind of subdued and gentle, not too dark. That's what makes them summer purples. So we could do something like this, again, choosing which dose of those colors you want to have more of and less of in your outfit. We could introduce a little bit of a light lemon yellow here. Most people think, oh gosh, well, I'm cool undertoned, I can't wear yellow. You can wear yellow. It just needs to be the right yellow. It needs to be a more acidic yellow, in other words, lemon yellow. And in this case, particularly light, soft, gentle. And this could pair well with, it could pair well with those previous purples, but also a delicate blue could be really beautiful as well. I could imagine that in a gorgeous summer dress, you know, some kind of gingham or something like that could be beautiful. But that's a really nice and possibly an unusual combination for summer, but something a little bit different, still feels fresh and suitable for those spring days that we're in right now. This is where things get interesting, and I think the autumn and winter people, what I hear from them is that they struggle at this time of year with all the spring summer clothes coming in. They struggle to find their colors. I'm going to show you some colors that would work for autumn now in this season where we want to be embracing some lighter colors. You know, we don't want to be in those dark colors anymore. We want that feeling of lightness as we come into summer. So within autumn, what you could do is this beautiful bittersweet red. And the thing about this is it's kind of corally, making it suitable for those warmer undertones, but it's soft. It's not screaming bright. You could wear this head to toe, of course, or you could break it up and put in a gentle oyster color off-white with it to give it a fresher feel and to lift it a little bit, particularly coming into those warmer months. If you're really feeling spicy, you could do a bit of a color clash here. Introduce an orange and that bittersweet red. Again, this is not going to be for everybody. And don't forget that color is not the only thing you need to consider when choosing things for a season. You're also going to be thinking about the fabric choice. So while this you could wear as wool in the autumn, winter, coming into spring, summer, you might opt for things like linen, lighter cottons, and they're going to look more summery. Even if you're choosing autumn colors, they are going to have that spring summer vibe. So don't just take your colors into consideration. There's so much more to it than that. I think people often forget that in the warmer seasons of autumn and spring, the warm undertone people, they often forget that they do have blues, and blues can look sensational on an autumn person, on a spring person. You just have to find the right blues. So this one is a little bit deep and it's soft, okay, making it more suitable for the autumn people out there. Blue is just, to me, It reminds me of the blue sky of spring, summer, if you're not living in Ireland, where it's been grey for 10 days. There literally has been no sunshine recorded at Dublin Airport for 10 days straight, but we won't focus on that. So softer, deeper blues for our autumns can look amazing. Again, think about linens, think about those summery materials that work better for that time of year. Now, some of you are just going to say, Sarah, no way. But how about this kind of combination for spring, summer? I love this. I know there's many rhymes to this, but we say blue and green should never be seen except on a TV screen. I know there's different endings to that. If you have a different ending, let me know. But I think this is a wonderful, wonderful combination. This lime green on this soft, deep blue. I can absolutely imagine that in a beautiful dress coming into the spring, summer, or in cardigan and a dress. That is a fantastic colour combination, I think. Let me know your thoughts. If you want more subtle colours, particularly for your soft summer, you might want to lean into this moss green, which can be beautiful on the right person. Really, really nice. Again, in some kind of light fabric that is suitable for warmer weather. And this is really earthy to me. So a nice combination here, you could introduce some brown, and that brown could come in the way of like wooden pieces in a necklace on top of that moss green. That's just beautiful, like wooden bangles on the wrists with a little bit of bronze and some jewellery. That could be a really nice combination. So yes, they're autumnal colours, but it can translate into spring, summer. Let's move on to winter. Emerald green on white. Beautiful, really, really nice. I mean, that doesn't look or feel wintry at all to me. That feels really fresh, energetic, very spring-like. So absolutely the winters will look fantastic in this kind of a combination. We could also talk about a colour clash, and as many of you know, I'm a winter. Behind me is this dress in the pink and the red and white. Those are winter colours, but that's a cotton fabric and a very summery dress. You could lean into those kind of colour clashing moments as well. Another unusual combination of colours perhaps might be this shocking pink against this steel grey. Again, the colours work really nicely together. You could make perhaps the pink the full outfit with small doses of that steel grey coming through in accessories. I think the key thing here for the winter colours, particularly if you're a dark winter, is to include some kind of contrast. I think that really brightens it up. So, you could have that kind of purple, which feels very deep, very heavy looking as it is. Straight away, if you're to add in a little bit of white next to that, that can absolutely lift it as well. I just love purple and green together. I think they're phenomenal. What do you think of that? I think that's really beautiful. Again, choose your doses. I think that's really important because when you see it as a block of colour and an equal block of colour, it's a lot to take in. It's hard to imagine as an outfit, but it's about managing those doses of colour, choosing one major colour and then smaller doses as well. We could indeed have our strawberry moment, as I mentioned, our red and our pink, just like in the dress behind me here. I think that is just, strawberries, and strawberries feel like summer, I think. So that is a beautiful combination as well. Really, really nice. And I don't think particularly loud, at least if you're a winter person anyway, you could wear that quite well. Again, you could have your cobalt blue here and your neon if you're that way inclined, and if your personality is that, a little bit more creative perhaps, or a little bit more extrovert, that could be a really nice combination for you too. So there are colours out there for any season, no matter which one you fall into, for any time of year. It just so happens we're in spring right now. The colours are out there. You may just have to get a little bit more imaginative with how you wear them. If you don't know your colour season yet, please do get in touch. I work with people all over the world. Don't just leave it there at colour, because that only gives you part of the puzzle. You need to complete the puzzle and understand your body shape, what works for you there, your personality. Who are you? How do you want to express that? So get in touch if that's you. That's it for today's video. I hope you learned something new, and I'll see you again next week. Take care. Bye bye.